What is up, everybody? It's been a while, but welcome back to the GoldenFox Podcast. And holy shit, I didn't expect to go off gone this long. So, the reason why I haven't done a podcast in a while, I kind of lost track here. That's kind of why I didn't expect to completely, shy away. Anyways, from top to bottom, for once, I think there's somebody above me. I could be wrong. There's Galaxy.
Hello.
Next,
I am here, and I am anime artist.
okay. Next up, we have Robin0928.
Hello, I'm that one YouTuber that existed like 5 years ago and everyone forgot about.
Yep. And in the next two, we have our usual guest, if they're like co-host, Ryley Miller.
Goofy quote.
God damn it. Last but not least, Wolfhead.
Hey, I don't have anything funny to say this time. Let's get on with the show. Hey,
Let's get on with the show.
Yeah, we are ready to go on with the show.
Yeah.
So
we got our evil eagle, our alter
Evil Eagle.
Evil Eagle? What?
Eager Eagle, you fucked it up so bad.
I forgot what it
Evil
was.
Eagle.
Our alter eagle.
Sometimes you guys.
Golden, I'm sorry. Just go ahead with the.
Just do the
Yeah,
podcast. We're being dumb.
Sometimes you guys every time there's a joke being set up, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, and it just flies over my head like a plane.
We set it up before you showed up intentionally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how has everything been as of lately? I mean, 2020 was a shit show, wasn't it?
I don't want to scream into the mic.
Oh no, I think the better way to describe it is what Markiplier said. That's all it needs to be said. Just fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking year, guys. And this year, hopefully, it'll be better. Jesus Christ!
It's already had a bitter start, and I'm not going to bother to go into the detail because it's a little political. But yeah,
If I could be a little optimistic for a moment, It's only January. Wait, give it some time. It's only January. I know things look kind of shitty and confusing. It's only January. Give it some time to breathe. Let's see what happens. All right. Go.
Yeah, I mean, let's be fair here. Yeah, I mean, obviously, 2021 is getting the last bit of just a little bit left over of what 2020 had, but things are not going to be like peaches and cream at the snap of a finger when it comes to a new year. So yeah. I'm not too surprised about that. I'm just hoping that the rest of the year goes on better. But Wolfhead, speaking of optimism, the first topic we're going to go over is finding something positive for 2020. This is a challenge that I dared myself for the longest time. Now, Robin and Galaxy, since you guys are new to the podcast, here's how it works whenever we go to these topics. We exchange turns from top to bottom. And the roster on the left, and then I volunteer going last, so that way everybody gets a fair share of what their turn is, and then I go ahead and share mine. So, with that all being said, Galaxy, can you find out? I just hit the fucking desk. I was trying to clap. So, doing this again. Now? Galaxy, can you find anything positive that you can say for 2020? At least, even if it's something personal to you.
No.
I'm
so glad that you let the two people who've never done this show before.
I could just imagine the fucking hourglass hovering over her head.
Okay. The thing about 2020 for me is it's a lot. It's a lot, and the fact that I have to go through this shit at such a young fucking age too, on top of it, especially since this is what I have to deal with for the next 30 years or 40 years is kind of scary enough. But I'm still young. But some of the things that I was actually happy about with 2020 is the fact that, well, for one thing, I have supportive friends and Goofy. I also
God damn it.
I also have a bunch of close friends now. I have a tablet for the first time, and it actually worked. But a lot of the time for me on 2020, it was a lot. But the fact that I get to be able to be friends with you guys, yes, including Ryley, is kind of just, it makes me happy, honestly, because it's the first time since, it was the first time since like 2018 that actually made me feel like, okay, I can actually be friends with every single one of you. And like, it's just like that feeling of long lost just happiness in a way, even though I may be confident myself, but it's just something that I have to go through every now and then. What doesn't help is the fucking quarantine exists. And while I don't want to go to school anymore, I still want to be with friends. I still want to go to conventions. I still want to fucking go shopping. I want to go to Japan. I want to go back to my fucking home country for visiting my family. It's just a lot. It's a lot, and it's so crazy to think about, because now that we're in the new year, there's going to be new things to learn about and new ways to cope with the situation at hand. So I'm honestly, while 2020 is shit for me anyway, it's been a lot for me to recover, and it's great. I get to be with friends now. I get to talk with the people that I idolized, and I'm still learning how to talk to others in terms of communication, if you will. But I don't have a disability. Before anyone jumps onto that fucking gun, I don't have a disability like deaf or some deaf disability, but PTSD is a lot. PTSD is a whole lot, and I'm happy to know that I get to be with friends, and I get to make sure that everything will be okay, and that my optimism isn't long gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so are we ready to pass the turn to Robin?
Yeah.
All right.
Guy.
Okay, Robin.
Silence.
Yeah, okay, Robin, fire away.
So I made a lot of goals for 2020. I was kind of coming off of a high with 2019. Finally, doing a lot more videos, finishing big projects. And then 2020 was kind of a fuck you year, but I did make a couple goals that I wanted to hit for myself. Like I wanted to, keep doing things that made me laugh and, were stupid and made, might not be successful, but were funny enough for me to want to pursue them. I wanted to finally finish doing season 7 videos for My Little Pony. I'd been stuck there for so long that just getting to the end of that felt really like an accomplishment for me. I said that I was finally gonna, buckle down and actually do a merch store that I said I was gonna do 4 years. I ended up doing that. And the big thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to hang out with you guys again. Like we had kind of gone our separate ways when I was, a junior with the situation that happened a couple of years ago, and it always sucked. So I made it an effort. I tried to make an effort, in 2020 to genuinely try reaching out to everybody again, and getting to talk to, you, Gold, Ryley, and Voice, and Bliss. Like we hadn't talked in so many fucking years, and getting to come back together and just feel like, okay, everything's a little bit more normal now. It feels a little bit less sucky. And I know haven't reconnected with everybody that I want to, but it feels nice to be, regularly talking to the people that I care about. It
is nice to hear back from you after God knows how many fucking years, man.
It was like 4 fucking years that we didn't talk.
What? Yeah.
It was literally It was my junior year to the beginning of my to the end of my freshman year of college. That was how long we didn't talk to each other.
I could just imagine it just being Obi-Wan. Robin0928. Now that is a name I haven't heard in a long time. Either that or either that or just be Rose. It's been 84 years.
4 years. Yeah, but that's my something good about 2020.
All right, so you guys are pretty genuine on what your answers are. So Ryley,
yeah, this isn't really funny. Ryley, you want to make it funny, please?
Ryley, make it funny. You're the funny person.
Well, hold on. I just want to say I'm a little sorry if I'm jumping the gun. I should have asked if you were finished yet.
No, I'm good. Yeah, that was the end of my thing. But yeah, we've been really real for a minute. Can we have any jokes? This is a comedy podcast.
All right, go ahead.
Well,
Ryley.
me and Ryley are next, so I'll give it my good old college try, I suppose. So Ryley, you go, and then it's me.
Yep.
Goofy.
Hilarious.
That came off like it's a fucking loading bar. It's like
Goofy. Loaded 100%. Now you have Goofy.
Honestly, the only thing that really made 2020 bearable for me was, again, the whole friends thing. Just being able to talk with friends and still have friends despite everything that's happened and stuff. It's that was one of the only highlights. Now, if I could actually see my friends in person again, that would be nice.
That would be nice. It would be nice.
We're all just
meet
doing
your friends on the other side.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
Yes, Joker.
You're gross and disgusting.
I guess I'm good as far as that whole goes.
All right, Jeff Goldblum, are we ready to pass out to Wolfhead?
Life finds a way. Yes.
All right. Let me see if I could fucking the positivity boy. See if I could pop a hole in everyone's fucking dark, dreary rain cloud here. Let's see. What was good for me this year? Well, despite the pandemic and despite all the crazy political shit that's happening, first and foremost, I think this is the year that I've made the most money like ever. Like in my whole life, because now, because of the stimulus and the unemployment checks, at least at first, I was able to purchase a new laptop that I'm able to stream and play games on. I bought a fucking loft bed, which is one of those beds that has a bed on top but a desk on the bottom. I have one of those.
That's cool.
I have a 4K camera, and I just like other things too, right? So that's what's been good. And I want to talk about the friendship aspect because I think it would suck, especially if you were an extrovert. Like if you had to go outside and talk to people, like if you had like an urge to do that, it would be super hard for you. I think we're all introverts, are we?
I'm an introvert extrovert.
Because I'm an introvert, and it's like I like staying inside. I don't like talking to people that much, and talking to you guys on the computer is good enough for me, you know. Like, but at the same time, it's like seeing you guys like once a year at cons would also be fun. The pandemic kind of threw that in the fucking toilet. It was like, nah, you guys are staying home. It's like, well, fuck you too, then, buddy. So yeah, because I'm an introvert. It's made this like easier for me than it has for a lot of people. I think because of this, I've talked to you guys more, and I've been I haven't been let go from my job, but I think my job is having issues with their working site right now, which means that I get to stay home all day and do nothing. But the good part about that is that I actually have more time to edit. I don't think I'd have as much time to edit if I was working, because I would just go to work and then come home and go to sleep and then wake up and then go to work and then come home and go to sleep. It's just a vicious fucking cycle. Because I have so much room to edit, I could get more projects done. So that's good. So, and I think that's pretty much. I can I have the time to be lazy. It's like I have nothing but time. Like the year 2020 feels weird in the sense that it feels like it went by fast, but also it feels like it went by really slow at the same time. I've never experienced any like time dilution bullshit like that before in my whole life with a year before. Like all the years before that felt like actual years. But 2020 feels like I've stepped into some sort of alternate dimension where time doesn't work right. Where every day is the same, but time is still going forward. It's kind of like fucking Groundhog's Day or some shit like that. So
it's like one morning you hear the radio going on. I got you, babe. Da 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 da. And other days you just want to smash it to bits.
Yeah, it's
funny.
Yeah, so 2020 felt like that to me, where it's just like all the days are blending together. Nothing seems different, but I have a lot of money, and well, not right now, but the first half of it, I had a lot of money, which was pretty cool. And I just stayed home and did jack shit for most of it. So that's what was good about 2020. Also talking to you guys. So I'm gonna give it over to Golden. Golden, what happened to you in 2020?
Yeah, what happened to you, Golden? What's wrong?
Okay, so
there's nothing wrong with it.
I did go through a lot of personal obstacles. I mean, in one of my update videos, I stated that I was in a long period of a hiatus or an absence, and that was because I had to go through a lot of real life shit, and it's really just having to re-straighten my life and change into a different direction that on the surface I wasn't looking forward to, but I've become more accepting of it. But it came to a point where I actually had to seek a therapist. I had to talk to a lot of people and try to calm myself down. And I'm doing a lot better now, but I had a lot of things to straighten out with my mental health, even when I had to take a week off from work, which, by the way, I work at a fucking supermarket, and you can imagine how fucking stressful it was during the pandemic with so many people hogging all the goddamn rolls of toilet paper. Let me tell you.
It's like, sir, you can only buy 10 big family rolls of toilet paper. It's like, fuck out of my way, nerd. And he just gut checks you to the fucking checkout aisle.
No, okay, like, for the most part, I work a graveyard shift, like in the middle of the night until the early morning, but there were a few days, or about a week or so, where I was assigned to work during the day shift. Now, I actually enjoyed working the day shift because it was a breath of fresh air. It wasn't the usual shtick where I go around to each aisle and pick up several boxes from all the stackers, or stalkers, take your pick. I was working with customers, and for the most part, they were very generous. They were willing to. What the hell is up with the wave?
Ooh.
It works. The wave works. What do you mean?
No, like it was being dramatic for a few seconds. Anyway, I worked with a lot of customers, and they were very, very generous. There were a lot of people who were asking, like, "Oh, you can okay." So there's the aisle where they have the paper towels and the toilet paper, and I had to tell them a few times, "Sorry, sir, you can only purchase one. It's only one per customer." And they're like, "Oh man, okay." It's at other points they were completely sold out, and nobody could find them, and it was. Not necessarily hectic, it's just I hear a lot of disappointing expressions. I'm like, I'm sorry, there's only so much I can do. But yeah, there was that. There was having to change, set up a couple of the classes that I mentioned before. And just, oh yeah, that's right. In one of those points, during the beginning of the summer, I somewhat encountered a drunk thug.
Oh yeah, you told us about this. Do you want to tell the chat?
Okay, so I'll try to keep it simple. So I was parking in a spot, I was parking in the lot, just like usual. I give myself a few minutes to, get ready and everything. And it came it was unexpected. There's this guy who's just walking around, and I didn't know it at first. He was drunk off his ass. So he arrives, he knocks on the car door, and I roll down the window, and he asks, "Do you have a lighter for a cigarette?" I was like, "No, sir, I'm sorry, I don't." So I roll it up, and instead of actually walking away, he leans on my car, knocks his elbow on the window in terms of frustration. I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, get off my car!" Like, I didn't say that out loud because something was up with him. So he turns around and he threatens to hurt me, saying, "I'm going to fuck you up if you don't get me a lighter." I'm like, "Dude, sir, I don't have a lighter." So he just continues. Eventually, I'm just like, okay, I'm pulling out my phone and I'm calling 911. And he's like, "Oh, man." And he just walks away. I let the police know. I called the store clerks to let them know I may be a little late because I'm a little paranoid to get out of my fucking car. So... Yeah, so imagine that shit happening. They said, "Okay, that we completely understand." So I look around, I get out of the car, and I'm fucking jittering. Like, my arms are jittering. Like, my hands are jittering. Like, look, I don't want any fucking violent trouble. So I go in, and I tell him about it, and I point the finger where the guy is, because I spotted him, and they're like, "Oh, that's Tom. He's been breaking into our store, stealing our liquor." Like, seriously?
That's Tom! Yeah, that's Tom. I know.
Yeah, that's... Get Tom on the podcast.
So,
get him on the podcast.
So at one point I get called out, and I'm talking to the police, and I told them the story. They say, "Yeah, this guy's going to prison. He's going to jail." I'm like, "Thank God." Only to be told he's only going to be in there for a day. I'm like, "Fuck, dude, this guy's going to probably come after me for calling the police in the first place."
Yeah, when you put them in jail for like a day, they spend the night in jail, and then they just go out, continue drinking, and then they just do the same shit over and over again. So that doesn't really solve the problem.
Yeah, no, I was like,
how are you gonna stop him?
Yeah, no, it's just if it was a week in jail, like, that would be much more legitimate. Like, here's a couple of days in prison. Here's what it's like if you break the law. Now get your act together.
Yeah. Golden, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You say you work at a supermarket, right?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever encounter one of these moments where you're like, "Sir, you have to put your mask on," and then he turns to you and he goes, "I'm not sheep like you"? Did you have any one of those fucking moments?
I had that fucking at my job.
You had that at your job?
Yeah, so I work as an RA at my university. So a lot of the time I'm in front of the desk and I'm just kind of sitting there. And when we were doing move-in, we were allowing parents to come in and help move their kids in. And we're checking people in. I'm checking for masks, like, "Hey, if your mask's a little bit down, like, hey, pull your mask up." This guy was not wearing a mask. And I was like, "Excuse me, sir, like, you need to wear a mask." And he's like, "I ain't a fucking sheep."
No.
I know where this is going.
It's a university mandate, a city mandate, and a state mandate. You have to wear a mask if you're going to be inside. And he just starts screaming at me, like, not even words, just like, "Ah!"
What fucking Linkin Park bullshit is this?
Yeah, he just starts
Wendy's, sir.
Like,
wow.
And I was like, and the fucking university PD officer is like slowly moving towards him, and I know the UNOPD guy, and he's just like, "Yep." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry you have to deal with him. Have a good day, sir." It's like, oh my God.
He just starts yelling like five finger death punch lyrics at you.
I was thinking more Disturbed.
Yeah, that was what it felt like. But like, and it was also really funny because I'm behind like plexiglass and shit. And I don't think he noticed I was behind plexiglass because he was in front of the desk. I'm behind the desk, behind the plexiglass, and he's screaming at the plexiglass, and I can see the spit like building up. Like,
somebody's gonna have to clean that. No,
I ended up cleaning it.
Oh, Robin, I'm so sorry.
No, I can laughing my ass off the entire time.
Oh my God.
I can just imagine him just like reeing. He's like, "Sir, you need to put a mask on," and he's like, "Devin, I'm not 11. I'm on another lost soul. Why don't you be mine again?" And he just starts going off.
God,
Oh my
so
God.
fucking good.
Robin, I'm sorry that happened to you, dude. That sounds
It was
fucking
a great
stressful.
story. See, this is why I do this job, because it's great for the podcast.
I do apologize in advance for all the coughing. There was something ran down the wrong pipe.
I gotta get some more.
So, this, Robin, since you talked about that, this is one of like two things now that I want to add to what was something positive. And this is one of the most cathartic things. I have I have told so many people this story, and it's one of the greatest stories that I was ever like given this year. It's a true story, and this has to do with something with people who refuse to wear a mask, but they get a good fucking comeuppance, and that is the story of the Starbucks Karen.
We've talked about this on the Let's Plays, I think.
Probably,
Yeah.
But let's do a
Probably.
recap. So, winding the clocks back to June, in San Diego, this woman named Amber Gillis, and she's remembered online as a complete and utter lunatic of a Karen. She was refused service at Starbucks because she wasn't wearing a mask. And, you know, instead of going out to get buy a mask to get her precious coffee, she decides to pull out her phone, take a picture of the said barista, post it on Facebook saying, "Meet Lennon. I'm going to see this person again with my medical exempts and the police." And I'm like, what? So
All
this
right.
So this is just the beginning. Her medical exam says that she's it's a note from the chiropractor saying that she's got something with her ovary or whatever the fuck that term is, and that she's got like asthma and other kinds of bullshit around that. I'm like, bitch, there's people I know who have asthma and they fucking wear a mask regardless. So,
from a fucking chiropractor of all people.
Don't chiropractors check their bones?
Yes.
Spine usually.
Yeah,
Fine, yeah.
it's so fucking ridiculous. So,
We got a bot.
Yeah, I took care of it.
Okay.
Anyways, so as this continues, a lot of people on Facebook call her out on her idiocy. And what's even more, somebody felt so bad for the barista that they decided to start up a GoFundMe campaign for like maybe $1,000. They didn't expect too much. It was just to help support this kid because nobody deserves to be humiliated like that for doing their job. So what happens afterwards? It surprisingly rose up to over $105,000. This kid is set for life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, good for that kid, man. He was simply doing his job. And like there was an interview he once had, and he was like, he was a generous, nice kid. Like, I had so much respect for him. So, after Amber catches wind of this, she gets all pissy about it, says, I've been violated. There's a term for it.
Not molested, right?
No, God, no. There's a term where people are disregarding you because of a certain race or something like that. I think it's
I'm being discriminated against.
discriminated. That's what it was. I feel discriminated. I have some medical conditions, and yeah. So
Yeah, go ahead.
So she decided to start her GoFundMe, claiming that she deserves half the money that Lennon got. And this money for GoFundMe was to raise $5,000 to get a lawyer. And the biggest backfire that was so hilarious that it didn't last for very long. It rose as much as like maybe 500, and all that money was donated was just for like a few people donated like $1 or $2 just to say, you're disgusting, put on a mask, Karen, and people were just telling her off. It's just and she still continues to this bullshit saying shit like, you know that wearing a mask for too long causes mouth decay, and I'm like, you know, I'd rather yeah. I'm like, first of all, mouth decay is rare to get. Second, I'd rather get mouth decay than get COVID-19 because mouth decay, unlike COVID, is so fucking treatable that it's like it's not even a word. What? What, Galaxy?
Also, I was gonna say something about the Karen thing. If you think that's bad, good luck having one of those things that the hospitals fucking knows. Good luck with that.
Oh yeah,
a ventilator?
No.
Yeah, a ventilator. Good luck with that. Or better yet, good luck with those hospital bills. They cost more than your fucking mortgage for your house.
Oof.
Good luck with that. Like, you think wearing a mask is bad? Boy, you have to be a doctor. Like, you know how much people wear, like, you know how many masks usually like workers get to use? Or,
I was going to mention that. Yeah, no, there's a tweet where there was like a surgeon saying, in text saying, stop complaining about wearing a mask for like 15 minutes at a grocery store. I have to wear this for 12 hours. And the dude takes everything off. A face shield, protective glasses, 3 layers of masks, and a like a hairband to cover the hair. He has to wear all of that for 12 hours.
Yeah,
that's the thing, dude. I don't feel like anybody has any real fucking frame of reference. It's like they're complaining about wearing a mask for 20 minutes, and all the doctors are just fucking laughing at them, going, "You think that's bad? All right, and I wear this all fucking day, and I feel fine by the end of it." So
like, I get it. Wearing a mask, it's not fun. It fogs up your glasses. You can smell your own spit and your breath. And you can't really have much of an expression to people other than your eyes. I get it.
Yeah.
But do you want to have that like around for the rest of your life? No. The sooner people cooperate, the sooner we can get through this pandemic spreading around, and the sooner we can get the vaccines that are happening this year, and that eventually things will go back to normal. You know, somebody actually said that this shit will go on for like 10 years. I'm like, no, it's not.
It's not going to go on for 10 years.
Yeah, somebody even said the Spanish flu went on for that long. I'm like, the Spanish flu went on for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe the virus was around for a while, but there were vaccines treatable enough after a couple of years. Maybe even less. Yeah.
Go ahead. After the vaccine comes out, everything is just a downward slope. Like I've been seeing reports of like the virus is getting bigger and bigger, but I'm less worried now that the vaccines are here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I say this for personal experience because my one of my parents actually works. Well, technically she does. She works at like a medical thing, like a medical hospital. So she has to wear like a glasses. She has to wear that fucking weird ass hat now, and she has to wear a mask on top of it. So does my dad. You honestly think that would just be a regular Tuesday for everyone? No, that is catastrophic. Can you imagine, like, as soon as something major happens to like some random ass patient, they would have a lot of PTSD from like all those patients with the coronavirus and shit like that. You should be thankful, if anything.
Being a doctor is a hard fucking job. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Like at this time of our lives, oh my god, like some people.
I applaud each and every doctor and every nurse.
To finish off my sentence. Metaphorically speaking, all the doctors and nurses and EMTs who have been around taking care of all these patients, as well as, you know, people working at the supermarket, they're all fucking soldiers, man. They're soldiers at a battlefield taking on this fucking virus.
Yeah.
The simple thing is, put on your mask and wash your hands. I mean, washing your hands it should be a lot more common for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it should be a little bit more.
The people in general, I don't want to generalize some people, but like some people don't, they're filthy. They have dirty minds, but they're filthy.
Yeah. It's like, why would I wash my hands? I've only wiped my ass 10 times. I'm like, dude, wash your fucking hands, man. So, yeah.
So that's one of two positive things that I have to share for this one. I mean, obviously, you know, I've got friends. I was able to go through the classes and everything, and that's the positive thing on that end. But one other positive thing that I have is before the pandemic grew bigger than ever it was the Vegas trip with me, Keyframe, and ANY. It was.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, yeah, no, it was a wonderful time. We got to see the Love Show. And I didn't really make a separate video explaining this, but the Love Show, it is a phenomenal thing. Like, you would have to see it to believe it. And what's more interesting is that I found out that periodically, after a span of a couple of years, they change up the act. They change up the play. They change up the different. Like, what it mostly is it's a series of circus stunts, but circus stunts that synchronize and act towards whatever song is being played. So they'll play Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and they actually you got this big buff guy, like mechanic dude, who's holding a ladder, and there's a ballerina dress lady, and she's like swinging around to it. It's very French driven, so you're gonna have some bizarre acts, but it's appropriate and it works. I can't really figure out. I can't remember every single thing off the bat, but it's definitely like a visual spectacle that. If they have a lot of acts that show visuals that explain everything, and I think they concluded with their "All You Need Is Love." I don't know which song was concluded, but if you're, this is especially a treat for people who are a fan of the Beatles, and that goes without saying, obviously. But yeah, no, anybody who's close to being in Vegas, or if you ever have a chance to be in Vegas, definitely check out the Love Show. You may want to purchase tickets in advance, and yeah, they are fucking expensive. But it's
I
your
would
money's
have to
worth.
assume so, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's your money's worth. So, and of course, even afterwards, you know, ANY and I are having fun at the arcade, just like playing so many games and such. Like, you guys seen the vlog. One of the biggest memories that I have is something that kind of turned into a bit of a meme. It's when we were dicking around with those jelly beans, the bean boozles.
The Bean Boozled jelly beans. Hell yeah, tell us about
God.
that.
Oh, I love those.
I am still dreading the next time that we're all in a room together, because I narrowly avoided the Bean Boozled thing for 3 years. I'm still avoiding it. I've still never done it. I will avoid that thing until I am dead.
No,
every time you guys brought them, I wasn't there.
I continue to laugh at the moment when ANY is taking one of the beans and it turns out to be a bad one. It's like, whoa, and I'm laughing so hard. Apparently, I found out that he threw up. And I didn't even know about it. I'm like, what?
Ooh.
Like, nobody told me this before. And he said, like, it was said that he didn't want to, like, hurt my feelings and shit. And I'm like, dude, be honest. One of the other things that I always remember, and this turned into a meme, or a personal meme. It's when Key takes one of the beans and it comes off. It's either something with stink bug or a good flavor. And it turned out to be stink bug. And she had this look on her face like, oh, no. Like, she knew this was bad. And I'm just constantly laughing so much.
Wait, is this that picture that Vlad has where he keeps
it is.
deep frying it?
Like, her lips are puckered up and her eyes are bulging out. Like, oh, no.
That's where that came from. Holy shit.
It's too hilarious, and I love looking at that. And I was so glad that I made that silly vlog, because so many people anticipated to it while it was premiering. It was a good like hour and 15 minutes, but it was like, I'm like, yeah, no, it's something I like to look back on. So, just adding on with that, we're all still alive, and we're all, you know, keeping ourselves.
We didn't get murdered by the Bean Boozle challenge.
Wait a minute. Before we move on, we forgot about the most positive thing that came out of 2020.
Okay.
What?
Orb menu.
Oh my god,
Rob.
Orb menu was this year.
That was the
Yes, it
most
was.
unexpected joke that happened throughout my entire playthrough of that game.
That was like from when did you start playing Time Spinners? It was like,
It was in July.
you know, I think it was earlier. I thought it was like it was like middle of June was when Orb menu started, and it never ended. It went the entire time, and it's up. There we go. I've ruined the chat. Sorry.
God damn it, Wolfhead.
What? It's my fault on this one. Why are you blaming Wolf?
Because he
typed hashtag Orb menu.
He typed it in the fucking chat.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure he beat out chat because he's hearing the call before the stream.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that's my best contribution to the fandom in like 5 years is Orb menu. And I'll take that shit. I didn't come up with it, but I am running with it until my grave.
You will
The
find
Orb
it in
menu.
the Orb menu. The fucking Orb menu.
The Orb menu.
Fucking
The fucking Orb menu.
Fucking Orb menu.
You have it in your Orb menu?
Right,
Yeah, I think it's in the Orb menu.
Orb menu. The fucking Orb menu. The
The Orb
fucking.
menu.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
love-
tell you this, 'cause I don't know if this joke is actually gonna happen, but a few times I've thought about making a Twitter account that would reply to every single tweet with just Orb menu. Like, I thought about doing it like 6 times, and if it happens, I'm sorry that I'm doing it.
So you would essentially make a bot.
No, not a bot, because I would do it myself. It
Okay.
would not matter if you did it 3 a.m. for me, you would get an orb menu.
I got orbs of steel.
I
was gonna keep it from you.
I still love the moment where there was that bully kid, and he's like, "Yeah, well, there's some things we want to lose," and I'm like what? Your old ball sack? And you reply with, "No, your orb menu."
Your orb menu. God, that was the best part of the year.
Joke is dead. All hail orb menu.
No, it's not. The joke is never gonna die. I literally thought about buying Time Spinners when it was on sale because I was like,
it's a good
I've seen the
game.
entire game.
It is a
I've
good
seen
game.
The entire game. But, it'd be funny to buy it just because orb menu.
It would definitely spark some attention because of that. And I had this gut feeling at one point that some of the creators would catch wind of it, and we'd be like, yeah, it's a really good game, but holy crap, we rammed the orb menu joke to the ground.
We're so sorry. if they had reached out to us and been like, hey, we're really glad you guys are playing the game, that you guys are enjoying it. One thing, why do you guys keep talking about the orb menu? It's like, listen, we were...
Let me tell you the story of the orb menu. This is our story and how it came to life.
The thing is, I couldn't even use the excuse of, I was drunk on the stream. No, I was completely sober. That's just my sense of humor. Sorry.
It even passed on to fucking Solar saying, "And you all got some of that orb menu?"
Hey, can I get a fucking orb menu?
Yes, waiter, menu? I will take the orb menu, one of your finest orb menus.
No, after all the times I've been editing the Time Spinner, these things have become so quoted for how orb menu is used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not to mention the belching contest during that stream.
God, that was the most disgusting thing.
It was glorious. It was glorious.
The only thing...
Go ahead.
The only thing I remember from that is when, not even the belching, but when Key got on your case and I was just laughing over and over. Wait, was I there for that? Or did I hear the playback and then I was laughing? I don't remember.
I don't know. I think Vlad was aware of it.
I think I saw the playback and I heard Key got on his case and then I went back and watched it and I just started laughing.
Oh my God, Silverwinter. We mentioned this before. That kills people.
Which one? Oh, the take a shot every time.
If you turn this into a drinking game, you're going to fuck yourself so hard in a minute.
I think the first orb menu bit was like, if anyone says orb menu, take a shot. And I think it was me who said, do not do that. Because you will die.
Yeah, no, we told that straight to Jesse.
Yeah.
I knew where the joke was going to go. It wasn't going away anytime soon.
Galaxy, you were saying?
Oh, yeah, did I mention last night after the stream ended and shit like that? Or, everything else? Last night, I ended up burping for no fucking reason. I burped repeatedly. For no reason.
Blap, 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 blap.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I think we covered about just everything here with the exception of one, which will be our next topic because it's a movie that came out at the last bit of 2020, Disney and Pixar's Soul. This is so this is a movie that I was told was really good, and... as usual, we go from top to bottom, and Galaxy, apparently you don't have as much enthusiasm here. Since you're the first one up, go ahead and tell your thoughts.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
You know how Pixar movies can make you cry for some reason?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This didn't.
Yeah,
okay.
I can understand why it's not as tear-jerking.
Here's the thing. I had some skepticalism with...
That's a word.
Yeah, I have some skeptical thinking with Pixar's ever since Onward, because I did not like Onward.
Oh, wow.
But the Soul was kind of good. I did watch a couple videos talking about it, and it's a very good movie. But I don't know. I just wish that the movie didn't go for so long. Maybe I just have a weird like very horrible attention span, but like throughout the entire movie I was just like, I don't know, I just didn't feel for the characters other than what was it, the main characters. I did not like Jerry. Jerry is canceled. Jerry is overparted. I did not like Jerry. Jerry's a fucking cunt and I hate him with all of my human life. I hated fucking Jerry with his
Wait, which one is Jerry again?
No. Galaxy, I think you're talking about Terry.
Yes,
the
Terry.
other dude, yeah.
Whoever the fuck that fucking guy is, I did not like Terry at all. Terry, he's canceled. I do not care. He's a calculated as bitch.
Canceled.
He's canceled. I do not say this.
God.
Literally, here's the thing. I don't usually say the word thing is canceled because I think cancel culture is kind of a very sensitive topic. However, I do not like Terry. Terry is canceled. He's a calculative ass bitch who I don't like. And also I like 22 because she's actually like very relatable. And I honestly very much liked how there's this concept of what was it, Lost Souls. That hits hard, honestly, on a personal level. Because you put yourself in a position where you think you found some spark, but you ended up just feeling like you're just literally just lost in your own head. You feel like as if you didn't feel like you're there. You're just in a more disassociative state of mind, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a deep thing.
It was.
I love 22. I relate to 22.
22 is a great character. Yeah, I love 22.
I just want to say
22 is me.
Yeah, I just want to say for the record, Terry was not supposed to be a likable character. That was the idea.
Here's the thing with Terry though. I like him as a villain. I like him as an obstacle that they got to go through to get to a destination. Because some of the time Terry would make me laugh. He's a villain, so you're not supposed to like him, but some of the times he made me laugh. I just remembered who Terry was. Terry was the guy, he was like, the count is off.
He was going through the giant fucking filing cabinet of all the soul names.
Yeah, he's the count is off guy, yeah.
Here's the thing with me and Terry. I know that he's an antagonist, and that's the whole point. However, I do not like this antagonist. I do not like him in the fucking slightest. And that's the first time I'll ever say that. I do not like an antagonist like Terry. Terry is canceled. I do not like him.
Galaxy, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I think the count is off. What do you think?
Oh, okay. So somebody's saying that they've yet to watch Soul. We'll try to keep it spoiler free as much as we can, but
we'll give a few little highlights and we'll try to keep it vague, so that way it can give you guys some encouragement to check it out. So, Galaxy, is that all you got for Soul?
Overall, I just feel very okay, I guess. Like I like the characters. But, other than I don't the hatred that I have for Terry, I don't feel any sort of way around it.
I could just imagine you drawing a picture of your OC choking the hell out of Jerry, like just by the neck, like just look at this like angry grin.
Like he's an insult to be a fucking villain. I hate him.
I thought you were gonna call him an incel.
Okay, to
be fair, he is. He is a calculative incel, and I hate him.
Somebody in the chat is saying Terry is a she. Is that they're all concepts in the fucking the land between death and life? I think
you could say they're all. Nah, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get in that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get in that.
I could have shot myself in the foot so hard with that. Anyways,
don't do it. Don't.
No, Galaxy. So, anything any last bit before we pass on to Robin?
I like the movie.
Okay,
I didn't feel any.
All right, Robin.
So.
All right, Robin, you're up. Fire away.
I gotta say that Pete Docter might be the best director at Pixar. Like, his fucking track record, his last 3 directing gigs were Up, Inside Out, and then Soul. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
As a director, like, that's your 3 most recent projects that you've been working on. That is an incredibly good track record as just for movies. Like, it's kind of one of those that, like, Pixar continues to prove that they are just a cut above everyone else doing animated features right now. Like, both in their animation quality and in their storytelling, I think that they're just that higher up than most studios today. Like, their writing is still top notch. There are some shots in Soul that I was literally like, there is not a fucking chance this is animation. This has to be like just stylized live action. Like, it's so fucking good. Like, Jesus Christ, Soul was fucking great. It took a lot of the stuff that I really loved in Inside Out, which if you've known me, that movie broke me emotionally because it was just kind of the perfect time to be released for what I was going through myself. And Soul doesn't have as many of those, like, cutting deep into my core moments. I feel like it is definitely a movie that... I think it's a movie, though, that will, like, slowly get better over time with me. Like, I'll have more to relate to, you know, when I'm a little bit older, especially with the themes of, you know, feeling like you haven't done enough with your life or that you've wasted your time. I think that will resonate harder when I'm older, but the stuff that resonates really hard in this movie, like the Lost Souls concept, the stuff with 22, I think that stuff resonates the most with me. And this movie, it just fucking broke me. Like, this was real. I think I said it when I first saw it. Like, this just swooped in at the last second and became my favorite movie of 2020. Like, bam. Jesus Christ, this movie was awesome.
All right, then.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, so are we ready to pass the turn?
Yeah.
All right, Ryley, you now have the floor. Tell us your thoughts about Soul.
When it comes to Soul, my thoughts on it are complicated. Like, I acknowledge it as a good film. It's just, I don't really... I get the message that it's going for, but at the same time, I don't really think it applies to me that much in a way. Maybe because I don't... it's hard to explain without getting into personal stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just... It's basically, like, it's hard to enjoy life when you just feel so empty most of the time.
Okay.
That's basically what I'm getting at. But anyway, to get away from that, Pete Docter, yeah, he has an amazing track record. He's probably one of the... When it comes to not only, like, the visual dialogue, or I should say the audio dialogue, and then there's the visual dialogue with the emotions on the character's face, like the entire first 8 minutes and fucking up, like rarely is any dialogue said, but you can get the entire gist of these two people basically without any dialogue being said. Yeah. But with this film, I just love the lighting when it comes to the animation. All these, like, it wasn't photorealistic, but it was done in a stylized way that made things look like basically like a more modern day, like, painting of New York City, where it's just embellished enough to basically just make everything pop, if that makes any sense.
It's like a stylized character design, but photorealistic environments and lighting that kind of blend together. Yeah, that's how I would describe it.
Yeah. And I love the concept of the before, the land before, whatever, the land before time.
The land before
Please, let there not be a sequel.
We love that fucking crap.
We don't need another goddamn sequel of that.
Well, no, Ryley, I got a very important question. Did you accidentally watch The Land Before Time instead of Soul?
No.
I'm just wanted to make sure you didn't accidentally watch the dinosaur movie.
I mean, no, I haven't watched Land Before Time in a while. Anyways, when it comes to Soul is just it gives me a mix of emotions because I relate it, but at the same time it's
hi
it's
Bliss, we're
hard
talking
to,
about Soul.
yeah.
Lightning Bliss joins
So-
halfway in the podcast.
Dinosaur on the podcast, and I was like gonna come in here going, "Everyone, get on the floor! Everybody
Walk the dinosaur.
God damn it. Anyway, go on, Ryley.
Christ,
I like how it wasn't as like straightforward as the trailers were like giving off about the movie. Because let's be honest. While I love the idea of the entire film in general, even before it came out, it didn't. I don't think the trailers really showed that off enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the trailers they were good, but they didn't show the real strengths of the movies.
Well, that's what a
Basically,
good
yeah.
trailer is supposed to be, isn't it? It's like it's supposed to show you a little bit, enough to have you be interested, but not like so much where you can like put together the film in your own head before you actually see it.
I think it needs to just it needs to balance showing the positives of a movie without giving too much away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea with most trailers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so anything else, Ryley?
8.5, 9 out of 10.
That's a good score. That's a good
All
score.
right, then. All right, Wolfhead, you're up.
Okay, let's see. With Up, what I remember about Up is that the old man walks out of his house and beats the shit out of the mailman. That's what I remember from Up. What I remember from Inside Out is that feelings inside this little girl, there's like 4 of them, and Lewis Black are in there, and they're pretending to be feelings. And at some point in the movie, I can't say that. That's spoilers. Go watch Inside Out, everybody.
It's 5 years old. I don't feel bad about spoiling Inside Out.
At some point in Inside Out, she has to let go of her imaginary friend. All right, you made me say it. You backed me into a corner, and you made me say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got to me. With Soul, it's like Soul is a great movie. It's about like a jazz teacher, and he dies basically, and he like there's a moment in the film, like going tiny spoiler territory. He's walking through the street, falls in a manhole, dies, blood, and he goes on this amazing journey about what it's like to be alive and what's like, the meaning of life and stuff like that. And the meaning of life can be very different for multiple people. So I'm going to have to explain this spoiler free. Soul was great. I don't remember shit from Up. Inside Out was a good movie, but with Soul, it's like I had a few moments where I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And I actually had to sit there and I actually had to like look away from the screen to be like, holy shit, they just did that. And stuff like that. But I do get the idea that I do get Galaxy's criticism that the film sometimes can run kind of long. In the middle of the film, it could run kind of long at some points. At one point in the film, they hit me with a twist that I didn't see coming. I'm not gonna say what the twist is because this is spoiler free, but yeah. So yeah, I really like Soul. I think it's an excellent representation of African American culture as well, especially with the barbershop scene.
Yeah, I started to notice that too, and I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah. That part was cool.
I got something to say about that scene, but I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Let's see.
Bliss, have you even seen Soul?
Yeah, I have actually.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Well, after Wolfhead, you're up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bliss is going to talk about Soul. All right. But yeah, I like Soul. I like the ending, even though I thought that the ending was predictable, to say the least. Because I was like, they're not gonna he's not going to stick. They're not going to let him do that, right? And so it was like, oh, we're gonna do this instead. And I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, the typical Pixar ending. Everyone is happy. There's no real consequences. So that it ends like that. And with that, I really like Soul. I thought Soul was great. I thought Soul was a fantastic film. That's pretty much all I have to say with Soul.
All right then, Lightning Bliss. You now have the floor.
Soul would probably be in my top 5. Pretty good movies that Disney has been able to cough up, especially when it's a kind of like another decent original idea, even though it is basically approaching a topic. It's not the first time they approach the topic of life after death, like with Coco or what have you. But yeah, like Wolf was talking about the barbershop scene, and when they were talking about what's the point to life anyway if all you're gonna do is end up back there again, back in this place again where you have nothing and there's like no point in accomplishing anything or stuff like that. And I love what the barber had to say, that he had a vision of being a vet.
We're trying to keep it spoiler free.
Oh.
Da, 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 da.
Well,
Well,
crud.
Our jobs.
There's a very important. Well, what's the It's like, well, now I don't know. No, well, now I don't want to talk anymore.
Wait, what happened? I'm back.
Okay, so I know what you're talking about, and I actually was going to also talk about that on my turn.
Okay, well, let me see if I can bring it back without spoiling anything. I like that topics were approached that where you may think you were born to do something or accomplish something, and then you end up not doing it. That doesn't mean you failed at life, or you've not amounted to anything, or you wasted opportunities, or your life in general. No, it just means that life changes, and it's not about what you can do or the talents you have. It's how you live your life and living it to the fullest in the way you want.
Soul confirms that cutie marks are bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for that. Paleo said that on Twitter, and I just agreed with him.
It's not saying that, and I'm not saying that in the movie that talents are BS. No, it's good to have talents. That's what makes life worthwhile too. The point to the movie, though, is it's not just about that, though. It's not about finding that true passion or accomplishing that one goal or, going to that one place or dating that girl or whatever. It's more than that. Life is more than that. You can't just have one aspect in your life and let it be the only thing that goes on in your life. It needs to be more than that. And I like that Soul was talking about that, and yeah, it did a really good job. I think that was the priority. That was the main thing that I took from it.
Yeah.
All right. So anything else? Anything else left, Bliss?
Again, it's in my top 5. It's definitely not my number 1 favorite, but I definitely want to give it another rewatch.
Oh yeah,
okay.
It's not going to be my number 1 because Toy Story 2 still exists. The greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
I will fight everyone on how good Toy Story 2 is. Not on this podcast, though.
I was just gonna say Coco is best. Fight me.
Okay, that's
Coco is also
opinion.
good. Yeah.
That's a respectful opinion.
Okay. All right. So, is that about it?
Yes.
All right then. So, so as usual, I always volunteer going last. So to give my thoughts on Soul, I saw this earlier today. Like I planned on seeing it days ago, and there was just a bunch of other bullshit. But to give my thoughts on Soul, there's 2 major things to address, and the first of which, just because a movie does not make you cry, that doesn't mean that you have any hate for it or that you weren't as impressed. I was very, very impressed with this movie and the direction and message it was going for. And just basically what everybody else said prior to me. I, much like with what Galaxy said, I also did not cry. I didn't even cry in the movie Coco.
I cried my eyes out, but anyway.
Oh, God.
No, if there was any Pixar movie where I bawled my eyes out, it's not even my favorite Pixar movie. It's more like in the top 3, but not my favorite Pixar movie. That goes to WALL-E. But the movie that made me cry and bawl my eyes out was Inside Out.
Yes!
Oh,
Thank
it's in
you!
the top three.
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah, because I still
Sir,
remember
thank
I was in the theater and there was that ending scene where that girl is letting out her feelings, and just even all the way up to that point where the characters are fighting to reach all the way to the end, as well as letting go of that imaginary friend. I forgot his name.
Bing bong!
Bing bong.
He's
I was
like,
about to
he
call him.
We're an imaginary friend.
He
Sorry.
gave his life saving happy or joy. Sorry, joy.
Joy.
Happy, joy.
Fuck off.
Anyways, I'm like I wasn't the only one bawling my eyes out. I saw that movie in theaters with I think it was Katie, Will, Abby, and of course Keyframe. But I'm looking over. Freaking Will is like, he's bawling out so hard that we can all hear him.
Oh
That was a movie. That was probably the only Pixar movie that got me bawling my ass out. Now, Soul didn't do that, but the second thing to address is that Soul struck a very personal note with me that sometimes I need to be told. Like, I what?
Struck a note.
Bliss, corner, now.
Goes to my corner.
Every time you're speaking up, you're cutting out. I don't know why. It's all choppy. Anyways, the barbershop scene, yes, that scene where the thing that struck a note with me is that in my life, there were things that I wanted to do, but I never had the chance of doing it because of the unfortunate circumstances around me. And I'm not going to go off a tangent about that. It's too livid, it's too negative. But the thing that I learned is, live your life to the fullest. What's that staticky noise?
That's Bliss.
Bliss, why are you dying?
Oh, is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it sounds like a radio silent noise.
Okay, well, is this better? Because I was trying to fix whatever you were talking about.
So anyway, the movie struck a very personal note with me in that regard. And it's not the first time I was told that. There were times when Keyframe had to tell me about that there's no linear path in life. Just because you didn't get get what you wanted to do with your life, that doesn't mean you can't be happy or you can never seek happiness or personal satisfaction. And that it resonated with me because even though I didn't get the dreams that I wanted or hoped to achieve, I still managed to make some use of it, like making YouTube videos and having you guys and having a connection there where it can still work as a hobby and it would still keep me happy despite the bullshit reality gives us. So Souls is not necessarily like... To me, Souls is like an orange out of a batch of apples that Pixar's made. It's something that I see very, very different compared to the other ones. Because the other ones I can rank for whichever ones in terms of entertainment. Like, the reason why I like WALL-E is my favorite is because it's just simple entertainment where, like, not necessarily turn my mind off, but just enjoy just the silliness that, the robot goes through and having the interactions with Eve. And yeah, they have that environmental message crammed down everyone's throats, but that's just a minor role in something that just sets up the plot for the character, and that's all what it is. It wasn't made to be an environmental message, but I'm going too far off on that. Inside Out ranks in there as my favorite because of the very reason that I've explained earlier. Just bawling my eyes out and speaking on a personal note. Soul is kind of a struggle within that direction, or in that reach, because, let's be real, a lot of Pixar movies have something to touch on a personal note. And that's one of the major selling points that Pixar does. So...
yeah.
But the whole idea behind the meaning of life is something did Pixar do this kind of talk before? I could be wrong, but maybe Up had a close connection with that because the old man was wanting to fulfill his dead wife's goal of going to, that one location, but it turned out that her life was already an adventure as is. So maybe Soul is not as much of an orange, but... I think it did, in many cases, I think it did a better job compared to what Up did.
Yeah, I think that the three Pete Docter movies that he's done recently all kind of tackle this concept of, like, what does it mean to be a person? What does it mean to be alive in different ways that I think are interesting? There could probably be a whole discussion unto itself. Like Up, Inside Out, and Soul all have that.
You know, Robin, since you mentioned the 3 movies of Pete Docter, did you forget Monsters, Inc.?
I do remember Monsters, Inc., but Monsters, Inc. is kind of... It's so long ago that it doesn't fit into the 3 that I'm talking about. Like, the most recent things he's been doing are kind of all sides to that theme. So I think that's an interesting piece of analysis that I will probably for this podcast, and I probably should look into, writing about, but fuck it.
So I will say this before I end this topic. Soul is definitely worth your watch. If it's out, like, if there's a physical copy like out on Blu-ray, I would definitely recommend you check it out from there. I'm not a big fan of the whole Disney Plus streaming service. I just think that's just a giant monopoly in and of itself. Although coincidentally it became appropriate because of the whole pandemic. But despite all that, laugh it up. If you have Disney Plus, definitely check out Soul. If you don't have Disney Plus, that's okay. I'm pretty sure there are alternatives of finding access to the movie, whether it be a physical copy or not. And on that note, we come to something else related to Disney, and that is the trailer for Raya and the Last Dragon. So,
I have not seen that.
You haven't seen the trailer for it?
No.
It's in the
Again,
chat.
do your homework. I literally talked about what was going to be said before we went live.
Well, I am sorry.
Bliss was busy. It's in the chat if you want to mute yourself for 2 minutes.
So go ahead and check that out. I'll let Galaxy.
Which chat?
In the podcast. Yeah, you're looking from there. So while you're looking at that, Galaxy, I'm going to let you take the floor. And the usual, we go from top to bottom, and I volunteer going last. So, fire away.
Okay, so let me just, be... let me just be racially biased out of the way. I love this movie. I love how this movie was portrayed. And even though it's not as good as that one Netflix movie, I forgot what it was, but it has something around that. Was it Over the Moon?
Yes, Over the Moon.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I feel like that did better. However, I love how Pixar differentiates its own portrayal of certain things. I love how they portrayed Raya as this really badass character.
I just want to hold off on something. You do know that Raya the Last Dragon was not made by Pixar, right?
Surprise.
I know.
So why did you mention
stuttered
Pixar?
My words for a bit.
I think we've been on Pixar for a while, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the whole point is just I love how she has this cute little assistant, and it's so adorable. And their dynamic was so fucking cute. She's this badass kid. She's this badass girl with such a dorky personality. Even though it's not really necessarily dorky, she still has this really comedic sort of feel to it. But she's still fucking badass. And I love the character designs and the cultures that they decided to bring up. I also love the amount of music that went into this. It's so fucking cool, and I cannot wait for Disney to actually bring this up. And I love it. I love it so much. I want to watch it.
It's in March.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, I have watched the trailer.
All right then, Galaxy. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn on to Bliss. Give us your thoughts, Bliss.
Fresh thoughts of the trailer. I have no idea what's going on. But I kind of applaud Disney for not spoiling anything major.
Honestly,
it's definitely making me question, what is this movie about? I do not know, but I am intrigued because it looks good.
Yep. Honestly, I think that's how trailers should be made, not in a world of this character has to do that, and basically you just gave out the plot.
Yeah.
They have 24 hours to rescue their dragon, but there's a bomb strapped to their chest, like shit like that.
If they go less than 99 miles an hour on their dragon, the dragon explodes.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on, Bliss.
I mean, the only bits I got was girl training to be the protector of a dragon gem. Yay? Tribes separated and divided. Water, earth, fire, air.
These are the 4 nations.
That once upon a time they coexisted in harmony, and then
That
one
all changed when the Fire
Nation attacked.
That's what I was thinking when I saw that, and I'm like, are they ripping off Airbender?
That's hilarious. Like, I just looked in the chat and they said, this is Disney's answer to The Last Airbender. I'm like, oof. You know,
It's funny.
It is.
if it is...
Original joke, please don't steal. We already stole it. Whoops.
Yeah, no, I will say this. If it's somewhat of a resemblance of that, it'll do a better job than Shyamalan's shitty movie.
Oh yes, I didn't even bother with that movie,
Yeah.
but it looks intriguing. It looks good. It's cute. I see some cute moments right there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a dragon flying in the background. There's got to be a dragon in there. That intrigues me. I like dragons.
Yeah.
And I totally burped in my throat. Yeah, I'm glad that we don't know what's going on with this movie, and
Let's keep it that way.
keep it that way, please. Yes.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
I also love when Magical Star said, anything will do better than Shyamalan. Oof!
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, so...
He's not wrong.
So, are you ready to pass the next turn, Bliss?
Ooh, pass it on.
All right, I guess it's my turn. So I got like one thing for this movie.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
I don't know.
What the hell was that?
Got the wand, obviously. It looks fine. I don't know. It does look good. Like, as everybody said, it looks really good. I don't really know exactly what's going on, and I kind of dig that. I'm just kind of like, okay, movie's coming out in 2 months. Guess I'm going to watch it when it comes out. Like, it's very much okay, it looks fine. Movies are good, aren't they? I don't have really anything unique to add to this one, so, Ryley, let's be funny.
Can I just say I respect you more for doing a Scott the Woz quote, not gonna lie.
Always do a Scott the Woz bit if I can.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
I think I did one to Golden once on Twitter, and he was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh no."
This boy needs to be enlightened about Scott the Woz.
I've seen a handful of Scott the Woz videos, and yeah, he has his following.
I love him.
It looks fine.
When it comes to Raya, again, like Blissy said, there's like I can't tell what's going on with the story really. She has to find a last dragon. It's a very southeastern inspired.
Yes.
I like the sound design with the like the music that they played in the trailer was intriguing. I'm interested in hearing how that's going to be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there's like it's an interesting that it's like an original idea from Disney for like the first time in a while. So I guess that's going to be interesting. But I don't know. I'm still kind of I'm curious about the film, but I'm not like hyped up for it.
Okay.
I'll definitely watch it if I can.
Okay, then. All right, Wolfhead. Anything you want to share?
I am typing about Wolfwalkers, which is a great film. But yeah, I was going to type something about Wolfwalkers, but I can't do it now because it's my turn. Let's see. You remember when Galaxy mistakenly thought that this was like by Pixar? I wanted to do a bit that like each and every one of us would name a studio that's not making this movie. So it would get to Bliss and she would be like, hey, this film is being made by Point Grey. And it would get to Robin and he would be like, oh, this is made by DreamWorks. I wanted it to get to me.
Damn, that's a way funnier bit. Why didn't you put it in the chat so we could know?
Because everyone was talking. I'm sorry,
You should
okay?
have written it down because then it would have been
For shame.
It would
Shame.
have pissed off the chat, and that would have been fucking hilarious.
For shame.
That would've
Look,
been
look.
What the fuck are you guys on?
Look, and then it would have got to me, and I would have said like, "Oh, this film by Illumination," and then I stopped myself. And then I stopped myself, and I was like, "You know what? Illumination wishes it could make a movie this fucking good."
Oh,
But,
yeah, no. Instead, they got the Homer Simpson penises.
Homer.
That's what I call those little creatures instead of, the minions. Just like, oh my god, shut the fuck
Hey,
up.
listen. Marge likes it. All right, somebody likes it.
Oh, Jesus
right? I'm just
Christ.
saying.
We went there. We fucking went there.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure from Homer's perspective, as long as Marge likes it, he can really give a shit what you think.
Homer.
But,
Homer.
what are we talking about, Raya? We're talking about Raya. I saw the trailer, and judging from, first of all, I would like to say I'm hype. I'm not that hype. I'm kind of in the same camp as Bliss and Ryley, where it's like I don't really know what's going on, but if I sit down and think about it, it's like she said she's looking for the last dragon. She's a protector, it seems like. But then when I think about that she's a protector, it shows us her like breaking into some place. So I'm like, wait, if you're a protector, shouldn't you be where like the assailant is? Like, shouldn't you be protecting the thing that you're trying to get or something? I don't know. I think I need to watch the film to get the answers to those questions. But as far as I know, the animation looks fine. Everything else about it looks fine. I like her little sidekick. He seems adorable. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm hype. I'm not that hype. I don't know what is coming out. If it's coming out to theaters, haha, that's a joke.
It is a joke.
Oof.
Obviously, it's gonna come out. Yeah, remember, dude, we're fucking so old. Remember movie theaters?
Back in my day, we went to a weird sticky floored building to watch the movies.
I miss going to movie theaters, not gonna lie.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
You know what would have been cool if they brought back the drive-through theaters.
There's a drive-in that I go to every now and then, but they stopped running back in back when the movie theater started opening back up in Mississippi because people are fucking stupid. They stopped running the drive-in. So I did get to go to a drive-in this year, which was pretty cool.
It's funny you mention it though, because I'm actually gonna have a date night on Monday at a movie theater, and it's one of those much older well, it's not an adult theater, but
I was going to say.
It's an adult theater anyway, because parents will bring their kids there to play like at the arcade and the game and stuff. But basically, it's like a much better version of the Alamo Draft House. Except, no, this is way better and a lot more cleaner, and they have great food and good drinks and stuff. So, and because, social distancing. So, I think, odds are it's just going to be me and my husband in that one theater.
Oh, you guys have the theater to yourselves. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, it's a really small theater, all things considered, because these are recliner chairs. So, yeah, there's like maybe 12, 15 of them in total in one theater.
Bliss's hubby in a reclining chair in the theater. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had one of those type of chairs in theaters when we saw when Chrissy and I saw the movies what was it, Ted 2 and Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, Ted 2?
Yeah, no, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, you guys been dating.
Sweet Caroline.
Blah,
Anything else to share?
I'm excited for Raya. I'm not that excited though. I'm like signed up to every single fucking streaming service on the planet. So wherever it hits, I'm gonna see it. So
all right then.
So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, so as usual, I volunteer going last. It looks like an interesting movie. I'm always excited for any original animated film that Disney puts together. I still miss hand-drawn animation, but even then, when Disney when they make a good original film, they can do a really good job with it. Like it's very hard to find. This is basically just me showing a little bias, but putting aside the horrid treacherous bullshit that is Home on the Range and Chicken Little, I don't have any issues with the many different lineups of the Disney canon films. Just maybe that's just me. Some people have issues with some films back and forth. That's each of their own. So it's kind of in the same kind of hype that I get whenever it comes to like any Disney movie in general that comes out, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm ready to check that out. Sometimes I can get a little more hyped than usual, and I can, anticipate to it. That's the kind of reaction I have with Moana. I have somewhat of a feeling that I may get that kind of reaction with Raya. But I also think that it's nice that Disney tackles on the Asian culture again, just like they did with Mulan.
Yes.
Except this is a more like, I don't know if Raya is based off, if this is based on anything, because that's a majority of the Disney canon. They're based off of something.
Hey.
Galaxy just in the background when he's like, I don't know exactly where this takes place, and like Galaxy just in the background like, ah.
she's like unsheathing her own sword, and she's like, "Oh, you will rue the day."
Rule the day, Fox.
I will say this, and it's probably like an overdone scenario, but I want to see how Disney tackles on very good animated choreography in contrast to something like Kung Fu Panda.
Yes!
Yeah, because I saw that there was a cool fight scene where she's trying to pass through a guard to get something, and it's like you could see the look on her the guard's face, and he's like, okay, she's moving in, whoop, whoop, and just like a simple maneuver, like, damn, there they go.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much else to say about Raya. I will say that the vagueness is something that I've already talked about it before, but I love it when a trailer keeps it vague and not, unveil too much of its plot, because that otherwise creates a predictable nature, and you don't get as much excitement out of it when you go to see the movie. Like, you kind of get the idea to the point where, okay, this is going to happen, and that's going to happen.
Yeah, just enough to keep it vague. Just enough. I mean, enough to make it interesting a little bit. Don't want to give too much away.
All right, so we're going to finally go to the last topic, and that is the Q&A session. So, chat, go ahead and ask your questions away. In the meantime, Bliss, so previously we were talking about the positive things about 2020, and oh boy, did we go all over the place with it.
Positivity.
Yeah, something positive of a shit year. Fun.
Positivity.
Chat, ask us your questions. Don't hit us with any bullshit questions, though.
Let us be funny. We've been too serious for too long. This is a comedy podcast.
Yeah, let me go check my orb menu.
Where's our orb menu?
Let me go.
Menus? I have a ton of those.
Let me go slip on a fucking banana peel as a horn goes off.
All right, we got a question from Derek the Brony. What anime are you looking forward to on 2021? I don't watch anime that often. Galaxy, this
Cory in
sounds
the house.
Cory in the house.
The fuck?
Cory in the house. Nice.
Beautiful.
Let Galaxy answer this question, because Galaxy watches anime like nobody else here. So
I got an answer too.
All right, Bliss, you answer the question then.
The continuation of Fruits Basket Season
Of course
3.
you would.
Yeah,
Boom.
Fruit Basket. Yeah.
All right then.
Galaxy, what was you gonna say?
Do you mind if I take over this question?
We're gonna be here for a while.
You get one anime. You can't list them all. You have to get one.
Fine.
You get one.
Besides, like, a couple of animes that I do look forward to, I feel like some of my friends, most if not most of my friends, would probably know this one. Please don't bully me, Nagatoro.
There it is.
You told us about this anime. For anyone in chat that's curious, it's an anime about a girl bullying a guy, and then halfway they fall in love. That's anime. So
It's anime.
yeah.
Yep. And not to mention, this is if you guys know your anime genres, this is ecchi. This anime is gonna be ecchi.
Well, when you have the manga author also being a hentai artist, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
that seals it. But I'm so excited, but I'm also scared because apparently some of the people who are working on this are apparently new, and that's not anxious-inducing at all.
Wait, they're what?
They're newbies, apparently.
You cut out
newbies.
a bit.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't hear the newbies part. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
They're apparently they don't know, they're new to this situation, and that totally doesn't put a lot of stress at all. But I'm also, the reason why I look forward to this is that it's one of my favorite mangas I've ever read. And also it got me through a really rough time, believe it or not. But I'm just so excited. There's also a ton of animes that I look forward to, like
No, you only get one. You only get one.
I know, but still, I'm not gonna like fucking go on a tangent. But
all right,
yeah, because we have so many other questions to go through.
I know, but still, okay, stop. Okay, I'll stop.
I got a question before we move on.
Yeah,
Bliss.
Yes.
Why is shipping $16?
what?
I'm literally about to order one of the posters from your site, lightningbliss.site. I'm gonna promote your site for some reason. Why is the poster shipping $16?
Because of the flat rate.
Because of what?
It's because of the flat rate and the box I have to put it in.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that, but I honestly, this was a shameless plug for your website. You're about to order the.
Okay, well, it sounded like you were guilting me for my prices when it's
God, no, I'm not. I mean,
it's cheap fees, man.
Okay.
It's the comedy podcast.
Can I say what anime I'm looking forward to?
All right, make it quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Bleach, so we can possibly get a better fucking ending.
I didn't
then.
expect them to actually bring that up.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. Bliss, you were given an interesting question. Have you ever thought of making cookies that look like Twink?
I played the fifth.
You plead the
She's done
fifth?
I played the fifth, man. You guys are sick.
Did it.
Okay.
So done it.
What the hell does that mean?
It's that. Why the hey would I create? Actually, you know what? That would be kind of cool if I could figure out how to do that.
Oh, Spinellover's got an interesting question. Thoughts on the upcoming Space Jam?
I'm excited.
No.
Come on and slam and welcome to
To the jam.
Hey.
No.
I'm ready.
I don't know.
Why the fuck not? Space Jam 2, baby!
Hey,
Yeah, no,
you,
like-
what you gonna do? Hey, you, what you gonna do?
Like, we all know that Space Jam was a stupid cash-in of a shoe product. I didn't fucking care. It was silly, dumb fun.
Yeah,
I have a question.
All right,
Do you think Lola Bunny is going to be furry bait?
Oh my god.
Of course it
You-
will.
Do you think they're going to make Lola Bunny furry bait like they did in the first film?
I feel like they would.
All right, that's all I wanted to know. Next question.
Okay, so let's see what we got here. I'm trying to find a question that's appropriate because some people ask questions that are like, I don't know how to answer that.
And now I'm just spamming with, hey you, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Hey you, what you gonna do?
Okay, so have you heard of So I'm a Spider, So What? No.
I was watching that anime with Continuum, and me and him do not like it that much because
it's
we
another
think
anime
it is
question. Okay, go on.
it's a copy of another anime called Hey, I'm Just a Slime or some bullshit like that.
that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
Continuum are like, this is just that anime, but with a spider instead. So.
Honestly, that's kind of what it gave off from the trailers for me too. I'm like, oh, this is pretty much a copy of that time I was reincarnated as a slime.
Okay, next question.
All right. I'm waiting to see if there is a question. Because there's always that stupid like 30-second delay feedback from when I stream or whatever happens with us.
I got one from Ken of Dragons.
Okay.
Are there any upcoming Disney things that were announced that you're looking forward to? I'm going to guess this is from the Disney investor meeting. And the dumbest thing that I'm so down for is the Buzz Lightyear weird origin-y thing. I want to see that space movie, but it's Buzz Lightyear. That's fucking hilarious.
They're making
Robin.
an origin movie of Buzz Lightyear right now?
Okay, it's not the toy Buzz Lightyear. It is the character that Buzz Lightyear is based off of, which is so stupid.
Wait a minute. That's not dumb to me. I think that would be a cool idea if they do it right.
Yeah,
Robin, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you Toy Story trash?
She is. Yeah.
Okay, so you know how GoldenFox is doing, the Return to Pride Rock series, and every piece of Lion King media. I may or may not have an outline for a Toy Story retrospective that I really want to do.
I would love to see that, dude. I would so fucking love to see that.
It wouldn't just be the problem with that is it wouldn't just be the movies. It would be the movies, the TV specials, Buzz Lightyear, the animated series, the musical, again, the books.
And then I have to do all the thumbnail art.
No, I'm not on that one. That's way too much. The series would literally take me 2 years because I would get obsessive and look at every piece of Toy Story media that has ever been created.
I know. And then I would have to do all the thumbnails.
It would be interesting, though.
Okay, so here's a fun question. If there's any movie that you would want disappeared out of existence, what would it be?
There's a lot of bad ones.
Chicken Little?
I would say, yeah, you would say Chicken Little. I think I would say Minions. I like Despicable Me a little bit.
I would say, my least.
No, Surf's Up.
Probably want to be gone.
What? I like Surf's Up.
Wait, let Robin finish. What were you going to say, Robin?
I would say probably the one that just for my own emotional sanity, I would love for Batman versus Superman to not be a movie.
Yeah.
It's so good. It would make my life so much happier.
What movie?
That's fair.
Batman v Superman.
Oh.
It would make my Twitter timeline even better too. If
That's
I never
pretty
had
much,
to hear about.
In other words, a majority of the DC universe.
Yeah, but the question was just one movie. If I could pick a movie.
Martha! Why did you say that name?
Oh, Zuckerman, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah, Freddy got fingered.
No.
Freddy Got Fingered is a masterpiece that you hush up, you fuckers.
Says the one who legitimately likes Cat in the Hat. Go fuck yourself.
Hey, that is a legitimately funny movie. Fuck you.
Wow. I can't even,
my god.
I can't even
I'm about to fight someone. Somebody said Solo? Absolutely not. It's a space cowboy movie.
I have yet to see that one. Also, I love. Okay, so
movie.
some of the chat members, the chat is also saying the Emoji Movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the Emoji Movie. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because at one point I had this comparison to okay, not many of you know this movie. It's called Idiocracy. I shared a clip where they're watching a show in the movie called Ow My Balls. That's what the Emoji Movie is. It's Ow My Balls. It's just mindless garbage. Or the movie Ass.
Has anyone seen my pants?
Honey, where are my pants?
Thoughts? Okay, we have another question. Thoughts on the new Tom and Jerry movie? I only have one thought. I only have one solid thought about this movie, and it comes from that one screen cap from the trailer. Do you guys remember what it was?
No.
I know exactly what you're doing, and I'm ready for it.
Now,
Jerry is. I don't even think I should say this.
You know it's a good joke when you're not allowed to say it.
Say it. You know you want
Say
to.
it out.
Say it.
Do it.
Jerry is thick. All right, look. Chat's been looking like I've lost my fucking mind. But there's a screen cap from the trailer where Jerry he prints out copies of himself, and one of the copies of himself, one of the pictures is him doing an Instagram butt shot with duck lips, and I was like, what the fuck? It goes by for 2 seconds. But when I saw it, I was like, what? Why?
I know what I think about the Tom and Jerry movie.
Well,
Oh fuck, the joke is ruined. does. It looks fine.
Wolf is a furry.
So to give my thoughts on the Tom and Jerry movie, it's certainly better than the cartoon movie from the 90s because they don't have dialogue. Thank God.
Wait, they talked in the cartoon movie?
Well, hold on.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, no, hold on a second. Wolf, you probably didn't know about this, but there was Tom and Jerry the movie that came out in 1992, and the characters literally talk and trying to help a kid find the father who's an explorer and is way too close to resembling Indiana Jones. Oh, yeah, they also have musical numbers.
Oh my God, imagining a voice coming out of Tom's face is creeping me the fuck out.
No,
dude.
okay, so it has one ongoing meme. We've got to have money. That was from the Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh my God.
But no, the recent one, it's from the same company that made the Lego movie. So I'm like, okay, I'm a little more optimistic on this one. And I'm somebody who can't stand those unnecessary live action treatment of old cartoons done. But
yeah,
Tom and Jerry, it has a special place in animation history that it was one of the most beloved cartoons to represent cartoon violence to the max. Like even compared to Looney Tunes, it's just,
it had a lot of slapstick associated with it. It's a legend in that aspect of cartoon.
So I can see that obviously there has to be a plot in order for it to be a film, but I like that. That firstly, they try to put the characters to look more cartoon-like, more 2D-like by having flatter colors and such, and having it blend into the environment. That's very ambitious to go for. But at the same time, the plot, it already looks fucking stupid. It's two characters who are fighting in a hotel, and everybody's at each other's throats. I'm guessing that's just there to add the chaos. Like, they even animated the elephants that were going to be a huge part of this, wedding ceremony that's going to happen. I don't have enough information on that. I would have to wait for the movie to come out. I'm willing to give it a shot. Because unlike the other, stupid cartoon to live action treatment that's happened throughout the past few decades, like Garfield and Alvin and the Chipmunks, I'm willing to give this one a shot. That's all I can say there.
Same.
Yeah, Garfield live action is weird, and Alvin and the Chipmunks live action is terrible. So
I still love how the only reason they got Bill Murray for the live action Garfield series is he thought he was working with one of the Coen brothers.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah.
He didn't know who it was, and he thought it was the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious? Do you want to know what's hilarious about the Garfield movie and having Bill Murray voice Garfield? When you wind the clocks back to the real Ghostbusters, the actor who voiced Peter Venkman was the same voice actor who did the original Garfield cartoon.
Yeah, Lorenzo Music.
So you have the actor who voiced Garfield voicing Peter Venkman that was played by Bill Murray, who later on played the live action Garfield. That is such a paradox.
Everything is a time loop.
It is.
Everything is an illusion.
Time is an illusion.
Will you take the red pill or the blue pill? Oh, I don't know.
I'll eat the green one.
I'll eat both of them at the same damn time.
What the hell? You've probably seen a lot in your life, but would you have ever seen a horse with a wolf on? What?
What question are you reading?
I was looking at the chat. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys posting? Please be mindful of that.
Chat's being weird.
Okay. Let's see if there... Yeah, no, it came full circle.
Someone said, have you guys seen Soul or Wonder Woman? We literally talked about
we talked about Souls in the podcast.
Podcast.
All right.
Another bot. Oh, yeah, that's a bot. Oh.
Wait, where's the bot?
The one with the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I took care of him. All right. How do I...
That's a different bot.
That's a new bot.
There's a couple bots.
Yeah.
Okay. Threats and harm, hate speech. No, it's spam. There.
The bots are a simp for Golden.
Spam, 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 spam. Spam, spam.
We are the chat. We are weird. Dance for us. What do you... Ask us a question, you ass.
Dance for us, monkeys.
Maybe you should be dancing for us.
Wow. Ha ha, Robin.
Hey guys, hey you, what you gonna do?
Hey, you, what you gonna
Bliss,
do?
would you get a last unicorn docky?
The Last
Oh
Unicorn?
my
Yeah, I saw that
god.
one, and I didn't know like whether we should do that one or not because it's a little bit like teetering on the edge of PG-13 podcast. But yeah,
no.
you wanna? Yeah, that's weird.
I'll be alright.
Black Widow is the movie I'm looking forward to the most. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Black Widow, even though she is the least interesting character in the whole Avengers ensemble.
And the apparently it's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't click on it.
Yeah,
Just
don't click on it.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Don't-
to take care of those bot
Oh
things.
god.
Thoughts on
Somebody asked
Scoop the
what-
movie? I haven't seen it yet.
I made a 10-minute video the moment after I finished Scoob, where I just kind of lost
I
my
remember
mind
that.
because it's the weirdest goddamn thing, and I kind of love it.
You know, I like its humor enough that it gets me. That keep like watching the thing. Some things like I still don't know how I feel about who is it? Will Forte playing Shaggy.
I think he does an okay job. I think he's probably the best out of the celebrity actors, but also that's because Will Forte is just a better voice actor than most of them. Like he's actually
still
doing a
could-
voice rather than just being, Zac
Fair.
Efron.
I still couldn't get over how they redesigned Fred though.
Fred looks so fucking weird. I love
He
it.
does, and like fucking
Fair.
Keyframe was on Twitter. She responded to me and she's like, "Why? Because he looks like you." And I'm like, "Oh."
You know
I'm
what?
so sorry to announce that Wolf Dead died last year. It's amazing you could attend this podcast.
Riley, I think this is karma after the amount of times you encouraged Brogar with the fucking comparison of my hairdo with the fucking villain in the Extremely Goofy movie.
Hey, to be fair,
Oh my
Keyframe
God.
also pointed it out too. So
Yeah,
You
I
started
remember
it.
that.
But
it's
man.
true though. It's not. It's so true though.
I
It
hate
looks.
to say it.
He looks. It once you see it, you can't unsee it.
So Elemental Wolf has this interesting question. What is something you thought was cool when you were younger but now is lame? I know there's an answer in there somewhere in my head.
There's so many I could think of.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity. No, that's not an answer. Go
That's-
back.
That was never cool.
Let's see. Something that was cool but wasn't. I mean, something that you thought was cool but wasn't cool.
Lego Ninjago. That shit was so fucking cool to me when I was like 11, and it's really not. I thought about like just going back to it to see if I like could find anything fun in it. And I'm like, wow, this was just a really boring show. Like, why was I into this?
I thought Family Guy was really funny when it first started out, but then I just kind of
Depends on what you're watching, Family Guy. Like, I think I maintain that Family Guy is better as a like Sunday comic strip where half the jokes fucking suck. But there's one or two every month or so that you're like, that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
here's
that's
a-
kind of fair. That's fair.
Here's another thing that I thought got kind of lame as I got older. Wrestling, the WWE. I was really into wrestling when I was a teenager, and then when I got older, I just kind of, I don't want to say grew out of it because that implies that like watching wrestling is like a kid thing to do. But yeah, I just stopped. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
They're recycling the same storylines with different characters. I think I've seen enough. I'm out of here.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if you wanted to jump back in right now, Randy Orton just murdered a man, so...
Wait, in real life? No, of course not in real life. But like,
not in real life, but like, he's dead.
in the story in WWE?
So like at TLC last year, Randy Orton fought Bray Wyatt, and because there's no fans, you can do kind of cool shit where like you can do crazy cutaway shit. And so they set him on fire. Then they like switched him out with a body double, and he set the body double on fire. And then the show just ended. So and then like he hasn't shown up since, so he's dead right now. I'll pull up the fucking photo because it is really good.
That's hilarious. To me.
I looked up Randy Orton, and the first thing is Randy Orton murders the Fiend, which, yeah, he did.
Murders the Fiend.
He murdered
That sounds
him.
like That sounds like a fucking like a New York Times headline, like local man Randy Orton murders a fiend. And they have like a little article about it.
I mean, like, look at this. It's in the podcast discussion. That's a dead man.
Wait, let me see.
He did.
He's dead.
He did.
Yeah, all right. There's fire around the ring too. Oh my
It's
god.
cool. It was pretty cool though.
WWE does have its moments, but like I kind of fell off. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Ask all, whose balls do you want to kick right now? Well,
Mine.
a part of me
No.
wants a part of me. Okay, it kind of. This is a very hard.
I don't think there's no right answer. Honestly, you're gonna piss someone off.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I'm
Robin
just gonna
Beer
dive right in.
98.
I'm gonna dive right in. Whose balls do I want to kick? Mitch McConnell.
Hey!
yeah.
There we go.
Well,
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't think you're going to get much fallback from that one, Golden. I think a lot of people want to kick Mitch McConnell in the balls.
Or as Taylor, as Kichi would like to call, Bitch McConnell.
Bitch McConnell! Oh,
Icy
God.
Fire has a good one. What age were all of you when you first discovered the Brony fandom? And I will be the one to make everyone else in this call feel old. I was 12 years old.
I was 22 and a half.
God,
How old was I? Was I like 20? I don't fucking remember. I think I was like 20.
I was 23.
Dude, how?
This thing is that I am still not as old as you guys were back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Old
I
Fart
miss those
Squad.
days.
I kind of call it the Old Fart Squad. Galaxy. where
Hey,
you go?
Galaxy died and came back.
She has ascended. She has become back stronger. and more-
Zuckerman-
She is risen.
I gotta give Zuckerman this. Bob Iger for all those awful live action remakes. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he
yeah.
greenlit all that shit.
Yeah, that's good.
And isn't he like partially responsible for the death of 2D animation in Disney?
Okay, in regards to that, yeah, because he purposely let Winnie the Pooh be released at the same time the last Harry Potter movie would come out. Because people would focus on... Yeah, he wanted it to bomb because 2D animation costs too much. Wah. It's like, who fucking cares? People love it.
I love 2D animation, yeah.
Yeah, it's partially his
Yeah.
fault that 2D animation was dead a second time. Because John Lasseter tried to revive it with The Princess and the Frog, and... I'm trying not to go off a tangent. Apparently, like another company wanted 2D to die, and that was Warner Brothers, and they wanted Cats Don't Dance to die because of the same bullshit.
And
still
Cats So
haven't seen-
Dance was so good.
It was, but
I
they
still
wanted
haven't
it to
seen
flop.
Cats Don't Dance in a long time.
Yeah.
I want to, dude. We should watch Cats Don't Dance.
Nothing
Yeah.
Yeah,
gonna
we do.
stop us now. Oh yeah, no,
Bum, 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 bum.
Also, can I answer the last question since
Sure.
none of y'all heard me?
Okay.
What?
I was 10 or 11 when
Okay.
I joined.
I only beat you by a year, but that just made me feel old.
Got some young babbies and the Old Fart Squad.
Yeah.
My hip.
Yeah.
My hip.
Why?
My prosthetic leg. No. Wait, that doesn't incite age. Wait a minute. I don't think. Wait, back up. I don't think that means.
Your kneecap. Your kneecap. There you go.
My back. My back.
My leg!
My leg.
Don't become the my leg guy from SpongeBob. None of us want
I
to be
would
like that.
absolutely become the my leg guy. Like,
Dude, they had
all
an
I want
episode
to do
about
in my life.
him. They had an episode about the my leg guy.
I
that I still
know,
haven't
and it was
seen.
really funny.
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. I'm so happy they gave the my leg guy an episode.
Oh,
First
okay.
cartoon
Let's make
you
this the
consider
last
a
question
guilty-
before we end the podcast. What cartoons do you all consider a guilty pleasure? Oh boy.
Me first. Me first. Me
Go
I'm
ahead,
first.
gonna
okay.
go last because I want to be murdered.
Okay. This is a really guilty pleasure, especially like when I was like young. It was like Ren and Stimpy. And then later on in life, I found out that the creator of Ren and Stimpy is kind of a shithead. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this didn't age well. But I loved
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy as a cartoon, especially when I was young. I thought Ren and Stimpy was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
So that's my guilty pleasure.
Okay. Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Mine. It was a guilty pleasure at first, but as I kind of stepped back from it, I didn't care as much. Teen Titans Go.
Okay.
Fair. I've got one. But I'm going to set this up so that before I, become eviscerated. I believe there's no such thing as guilty pleasures. I think you just like what you like. Cringe culture is fucking dead. So like what you goddamn like, as long as it's not hurting anybody. The answer to this question is Fanboy and Chum Chum. That show is the weirdest goddamn bullshit. And I love it.
Same.
Remember this respect I said I got from you earlier for the Scott the Woz quote?
Yeah, I know.
That respect is gone. That respect is gone.
Listen,
says the dude who still likes Cat in the Hat.
And Freddy got fingered. Don't forget Freddy got fingered.
I'm on you when Freddy got fingered. But it's got this weird Dadaist sense of humor where it's so unfunny that it loops back around and becomes really funny. I don't know. I love it.
Also, you want a piece of trivia?
Yeah.
Apparently, the same people made glitch text.
Yeah, I know. It's even funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
That was so funny to me.
So
sorry, Golden, but someone mentioned Augie and the cockroaches, and I gotta say, dude, you're a fucking veteran. I love you. I love Augie and the cockroaches when I was little. Jesus.
Derek. Dragon Tales and Teletubbies, yeah, I can understand as guilty pleasures, but Sesame Street? Come on, man. That show is legendary.
Street?
That show
Sesame Street is legendary, yeah.
Yeah, no, that show knows how to treat the preschool demographic with respect.
I just want to be friends with everyone!
I'm going to pretend you did not do that. Jesus Christ.
Let Golden talk. Jesus Christ.
Thank you. No, to answer the question about what cartoon is a guilty pleasure of mine, that's really hard for me to answer because I would really have to think back on it. Because for the most part, when I think about cartoon, I'm so accustomed to movies instead of shows. And there's a lot of animated movies that I legit enjoy to the point where I can't even tell which ones are even like a guilty pleasure or whatnot. I will say this, watch, after all this ends, it's gonna pop in my head afterwards, because it always has, but I will say this, and this is a bit of a bias in playing all this, and you guys can roll your heads over this or roll your eyes. My guilty pleasure is the Lion Guard TV series. The pilot movie, Return of the Roar, can go fuck itself, but the series, I actually enjoyed it.
Whoa, GoldenFox's guilty pleasure is a Lion King thing. Who would have thought that one?
Like I said, feel free to roll your fucking roll your eyes.
Dude, I'm rolling them so hard that they're about to fall out of my goddamn skull right now.
Like what's her name in Beetlejuice? Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Guilty pleasure cartoon. That's a tough one, honestly.
Dude, I was like, I watched so much degenerate shit when I was younger, dude.
Yeah, same. So
fucking Cow and Chicken? Like, what the hell?
Hey, Cow and Chicken is good.
Cow and Chicken was good, but watch that shit as an adult. You'll be like, what the fuck? How is this okay to show to kids? Watch, you'll see.
Oh, I got one. One guilty pleasure for me is Drawn Together.
Oh, I watched Drawn Together, Ryley.
Guilty pleasure.
Ryley, yeah, that's a guilty pleasure because that show is for degenerates and degenerates only. Me and Ryley are
you know. Also for degenerates.
Oh my god, so many fucking degenerate cartoons. Didn't that air on Comedy Central?
Yeah, Comedy Central started in like 2004.
Yeah, that show was fucking. It was entertaining, but don't watch it. It's awful.
Okay, but before we end the podcast,
it is.
Can I make one pitch for the most degenerate TV show ever created?
What?
Totally Spies.
Wait,
that is
what?
for degenerates and degenerates only.
Did you
totally
say Johnny
fair?
No,
Totally Spies.
Okay, you're all talking at once.
Totally Spies.
Oh,
That is
Totally
the-
Spies. Okay.
That is the most degenerate cartoon ever created.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch
I
Totally
remember.
Spies. I wasn't interested in it.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't
wouldn't be
interested
able to
either.
say.
Like, I could already tell this is not targeted for me, so somebody else can enjoy that. Courage the Cowardly Dog. How do you call Courage the Cowardly Dog a guilty pleasure?
That's a good show. That
Yeah.
was a really good show. It ended phenomenally. I loved the finale to Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah. Let's hope that it doesn't get the same reboot treatment the Powerpuff Girls did.
Didn't they reboot the Powerpuff Girls like 3 fucking times?
There was
three
the
different
reboot
ways?
in 2016, and it was a fucking joke.
Okay.
And there was also like the like one-off special that was like kind of a pilot to it, but like nobody really cared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, the original Powerpuff Girls is Queen. All right, well,
Yeah.
I'll get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
recognize
All
that.
right, so on that note, that's going to wrap up for tonight's podcast. I hope you enjoyed the comeback. There has been a little bit of chaos roaming around, but there may be some more of that. So tune in next Saturday, and I hope you guys are ready for whenever this shit starts to roll downhill again. So catch you then. Any last words before you guys say before we end it?
Or
Bye.
menu.
Or
God
menu
damn it,
by-
Robin.
Or
Goofy
menu.
quote.
Thanks. Or menu.
Cut the stream. Cut the stream. Cut his mic.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Get rid of the stream.
Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
Or menu. Or menu.
All right,
Obs
so,
menu.
God damn it.
Obs menu.
All right, so I'll catch you guys next week as people continue saying the orb and ob menu.
Or menu. Or
Or menu.
Art menu.